everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create or update GoHighLevel contact on Wix Forms submission. So I'm an owner of a digital marketing agency, and using Wix Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. Here what I want is that as soon as the potential customers or clients, a new form submission is going to be done using Wix Forms, I want to create that lead as a contact in my GoHighLevel account. Now creating these contacts manually can be very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between Wix Forms and GoHighLevel with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create or update GoHighLevel contact on Wix Forms submission. So as an owner of a digital marketing agency, I rely on Wix Forms to collect leads data directly from my website. At the same time, I use GoHighLevel as my CRM to manage these leads, nurture relationships, and convert them into paying customers. So in this video, I'm going to automate this entire process. Now, every time any of the leads does a submission using the form that I've created using Wix Forms, automatically that lead is going to be created as a contact in my GoHighLevel account. This ensures that I never miss out following up with my lead, and my team can focus on more providing excellent services rather than handling repetitive tasks. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between these two applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start our automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create or Update GoHighLevel Contact on Wix Forms Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. Further, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select GoHighLevel Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button. In order to create a workflow is created in the name of Create or Update GoHighLevel Contact on Wix Forms Submission, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens, and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step, but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select it as Wix Forms. As using Wix Forms, I have created a form using which I'm collecting my leads data. I want that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by the lead using the Wix form that I've created, automatically over here the trigger should capture the response of that. That is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as Wix Forms. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new form submission, okay? Now we have to build a connection between Wix Forms and Pabbly Connect in order to capture the response of the form submission. For that, Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Using this unique webhook URL, by following the steps given here below in the help desk, we are going to build a connection between Wix Forms and Pabbly Connect. For that, firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your Wix account. So this is my Wix Forms account, you can see right over here. And now we are going to build a new connection between Pabbly Connect and Wix Forms. For that, on the left side of the panel, over here I'm going to scroll on, it says Automations. Click on this and select this Automations button right here. I'm going to select it, okay? After coming to it, we are going to create a new automation. For that, click on this new automation button right here. After coming to this over here, what we are going to do is, we are going to create an automation from scratch. So I'm going to select over here, Start from Scratch right here, okay? As I'm going to do that, firstly, I'm going to give this automation a name. The name is going to be new form submission. Okay, this is the name of the automation that I'm creating. Over here, firstly, I have to select a trigger. For the trigger over here, what we are going to do is we are going to select the trigger over here as Wix Forms. As I want that as soon as the form submission is going to be done by the lead using the form that I've created using Wix Forms, then over here this trigger should work. Okay. Over here, I'm going to select the trigger as form submitted. Over here, we have to select a form, okay? Either you can select any form. I'm going to select a specific one. So I'm going to select from the drop down as specific. And in specific, I have created a specific form in the name of contact. So I'm going to select this form right over here. And then I'm going to click on this OK button. Now, over here in this workflow that we are creating in our Wix form account, this trigger is going to start whenever the form submission of this contact form is going to be done. Okay, I have selected the form. After that, over here it is asking for the limit frequently to. I am going to select it as not a limit. I don't want any limit, but if you want, you can select once per contact or every 24 hours right here. I am not selecting any limit, so I'm going to select as don't limit right here. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to set up our action. Our action is going to be send via webhook. As now I want to send this form submission details through a webhook to my Pabbly Connect account. So I've selected my action over here as send via webhook. And for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. Okay. After that, I'm going to select the all keys and values right over here. If you want, you can simply customize your keys over here according to your requirement by selecting this other option. I'm going to select all keys and values. Okay. After filling in all the required details over here in this automation, I'm going to click on this activate button to activate this workflow that I have created right here. Okay. It says your new automation is now active. Okay. As now this automation is successfully added to my GoHighLevel account, you can see right here. I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. You know, in Pabbly Connect, it's saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Wix Forms is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the test form submission of this form that I've created using Wix Forms. I'm going to go back to the form that I've created. So this is the form that I've created. You can see in the name of contact. And now I'm going to do the test form submission of this form right here. For that, I'm going to click on this open form button right here. Okay. So this is the form that I've created with the help of which the leads are going to be generated. I'm going to do the test submission. It is asking for the lead's first name. So for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as demo. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as lead. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as demo01@pabblytunes.com. This is the email. And for the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button to do the test submission. It says thank you for submitting. Now, this means that the test submission is now done. As now the test submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, the form submission response has been captured. This is the submission date and time you can see right over here. If you're going to tally the response, the phone number that we have entered is right here. Email as demo01@pabblytunes.com. First name as demo, last name as lead with all the other details. As the response has now been successfully captured over here in our trigger, this means that Wix Forms has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, whenever by the lead a new form submission is going to be done using Wix Forms, automatically in the similar manner, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. And for my action application over here, I'm going to select it as Lead Connector V2. Lead Connector V2 is GoHighLevel. So I'm going to select the action application as Lead Connector V2. And for the action event over here, I'm going to select it as create or update a contact. Okay. After selecting the action application and the event, I am going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on connect with Lead Connector V2 button right here. A window is then going to appear in front of you on which you have to select the account that you have created. I have created an account in the name of Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to select this account from here, then this drop down. And as I've done that, you can see right over here, Lead Connector V2, which is GoHighLevel, is now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After connected, it is asking for all these details with the help of which we are going to create a contact in our GoHighLevel account. Now for data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step, that is Wix form new form submission. As I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. It is asking for the contact's first name. In the previous response over here, this is the data of the lead who have done the form submission using Wix Forms. And I want to create this same lead as a contact in my GoHighLevel account. So for the data of this field, for the first name, I'm going to select the data from my previous response. As I selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I have mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to map the data of the last name. For the full name, I'm going to map the data of the full name. First name space the last name right here. For the email over here, I'm going to map the data of the email. For the phone number, I'm going to map the data of the phone number, okay? After that, it is asking for all these details which I do not require. So I'm going to simply skip the part. If I'm going to scroll down over here, the description, I want to enter the description over here as new lead. Okay, this is the description that I want, new lead. Okay, if I'm going to further scroll down, I do not require all these fields. So I'm going to skip the part, and simply after entering the required details, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I've done that, over here we have received a response, which is a positive response as we have received the contact ID. So now I'm going to open my GoHighLevel account and check whether a new contact has been created in it or not. For that, I'm going to open my GoHighLevel account. This is my GoHighLevel account contact smart list. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, a contact has been added in my GoHighLevel account. If you're going to tally the response of this contact right over here, you can see the first name comes as demo, last name as lead, email as demo01@pabblytunes.com with a dummy mobile number. You can see right over here, contact type selected as lead over here. If I'm going to go to this additional detail, the description comes as new lead, okay? As the contact has now been successfully created in my GoHighLevel account, this means that we successfully build a connection between Wix Forms and GoHighLevel with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a digital marketing agency, and over here in the workflow over here for my trigger, I selected as Wix Forms new form submission, as I have created a form using Wix Forms with the help of which I am collecting my leads data. Whenever now a new lead is going to do the form submission using Wix Forms, automatically the trigger Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. And using that response over here, a new contact is going to be created in my GoHighLevel account. Okay, and that is why I've set up my action step in which I've selected my action application as lead connector V2, which is GoHighLevel, and action event as create or update a contact. And with Pabbly Connect, I have built the connection between these two applications, and you can build the connection in this similar manner. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.